What is going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to another episode of Swoop Luke. In this episode, we'll be previewing the huge clash against the Doggies tomorrow night. Let's get into it. So before we get into it, Mason Cox, if you're watching this, which you probably aren't, Mason Cox Show t-shirt, the OG with the crown. I love this YouTube. I love this YouTube channel. I paid for it. I didn't get it for free, but just wanted to give him a shout out. If you're not watching it already, go watch it. Second thing, 20k giveaway is still up for grabs. Tonight is the last night. It's the last night. You got until 11:59 today to jump on and put your details in. I'll post the form down below. Make sure you get on there. Make sure you're following all the instructions, and the winner gets announced tomorrow. But let's get into this preview video. So the Pies take on the Doggies tomorrow night. Marvel. It is going to be one of those games. I just have a feeling that it's going to be one of those games. The Doggies have won their last two games against us. We know what happened the last time we versed the Doggies. We got absolutely mauled. I think it was like 50-something points. I remember that game because you know how sometimes you remember things just from like little things that happened throughout the day. I remember that game and what happened because I had finished work, went to find a somewhere to eat. I was meeting up with Dad for somewhere to eat. Found a dumplings place. Dumplings place took like 45 minutes to get me. All I ordered was like a dozen dumplings, Chinese broccoli, and maybe some pork and prawn wontons as well. But it took like 45 minutes. By the time it came out, I had to shove my face in this food because I was nearly late for the game. So I met Dad at the game. On the way there, Scott Pendlebury was a late out. I think that game might have been the last game Finlay McRae played as well. He was either, and Caleb Poulter, he was either the sub. McRae was either the sub or Poulter was the sub because then Magin went off with a really bad shoulder injury, and that might have been his last game that he played for the club. And then I think McRae came on. But in that game, we had both Browns playing. Yeah, like I said, Magin, McRae, Caleb Poulter. We're a way different team than we were. We're a way different team now than we were before. But this Bulldogs team is they're a bit of a anomaly this year. They play well some weeks, they don't play well other weeks. Last week they disposed of Fremantle, and if you watch that game back, and I like watching the mini highlights on KO, like the 20-minute thing or whatever it is, of the teams that we're versing, they look really good. Last week especially, clearances, kick, goal. Clearance, kick, goal from the centre. It was just, Bonton, Pally, McRae, Tim English as well was getting amongst it. So it's just, they're just one of those teams. Jamaro Ugle-Hagan kicked 4 goals, 2 from 7 shots, I think. And he was the most targeted forward. Aaron Norton as well. So these are the guys that can make this team really special. And it's not only going to be a big test for the Doggies, it's going to be a big test for Collingwood with the personnel that we have out. Before we look a little bit more into it, I do want to mention that it is the 25th iteration of the Robert Rose Cup. And, Robert Rose played for Collingwood, he played for Footscray as well. And the Cup honours his contributions to the sport while raising awareness for people living with a disability. And, of course, our wheelchair team will be playing the Western Bulldogs as well for their Robert Rose Cup. So it's a big game because, you get the Bob Rose, Charlie Sutton medal awarded to the best player as well. So it's a very sentimental game, and hopefully another trophy we can put in our cabinet for such a great cause. I talked about the Western Bulldogs as, their sort of star players, Norton, Liberatore, English, etc., Jamaro Ugle-Hagan, stuff like that. But you've got to think that they really have a sort of makeshift defence. Liam Jones, Tim O'Brien, both out of that side. Ryan Gardner came back in, and O'Donnell. So they pieced together their defence, and they not nearly lost to Fremantle, but it was a seesawing sort of event. I think the biggest margin was 10 points until I'm pretty sure like in the last quarter where Norton kicked 2, and then the Bulldogs went on a bit of a run to win by 29 points. So that is something definitely that we can exploit. We can exploit their sort of weak defence. But then if you look on the flip side to that, no Brody Myercheck, no Braden Maynard either. So that's 2 huge outs, out 2 battering rams, as Fly said. With Myercheck being out, they said Dan McStay is going to play in the VFL. Kruger has been concussed, and Ash Johnson has to find form in the VFL. So we don't have a big power forward. You would think that Billy Frampton goes into the forward line, which isn't too bad. You might say, oh, but Billy Frampton, we kind of need it in the back line. Jamari Ugle-Hagan and Aaron Norton, when they're in the forward line, they're going to be too quick for Frampton, in my opinion anyway. We know Frampton's quick, but they might be just a bit too quick, a bit too agile. So pushing him down into the forward line with the ability to play in the ruck, with the ability to go back. He's the jack of all trades. I've said this once and I'll say it again. Here is the 2023 version of Lee Brown. And we know what happened when Lee Brown was in this Collingwood side. Another thing that we got to think about is we absolutely destroyed the Gold Coast Suns. On paper, and going based off last game, this should be not a comfortable win, but it should be a win. I'm just worried that these sort of big outs to these big players who we can't fully replace is going to shake us up a little bit. It's definitely not going to be like last year where we lost by 50 plus points to the Bulldogs, but Bulldogs amassed 84 tackles or something last week against Fremantle. They're going to bring that pressure back. We know they were a very good inside team. Again, these names, McRae, Bontempelli, they keep coming up. Bont could be in line for close to a Brownlow. If it's not Nick Dacos, it's probably Bontempelli at the moment because he's having a terrific season. Can Jeremy Howe, Darcy Moore, Nathan Murphy, probably Trey Rusco, who comes in for Braden Maynard, you would think. Can these guys compete with Jamari Ugle-Hagan and Aaron Norton and the ball that is coming into their forward line? Because we know that it is going to be an intense battle, their forwards and our backs. Speaking of last week, though, Gold Coast played Jamie Elliott back into form, 5 goals. Bobby Hill found 2 goals. Our forward line is just as dangerous, if not more potent, than the Western Bulldogs' forward line. Yes, not having a key forward doesn't really help us, but if Billy Frampton can go up there, get that key forward, sit him in the goal square, whatever it may be. He's kicked a couple of goals throughout this year, just become Mr. Versatility down there, which we absolutely love. And I think that's going to go a long way. A big talking point in this game, though, Pendlebury is 14 disposals off the all-time disposal record. When he gets his 14 disposal, be it a kick, be it a handball, he's going to break the record. 9,654 or 53 is the record, I think, set by Robert Harvey. Pendlebury will do it in 10 less games. If he keeps his 25 disposal average up, he is going to reach 10,000 disposals. 10,000 in 14 games, which is absolutely incredible. So early next year, he should hit 10,000. Insane. But look, in saying all that, let's talk about my big calls and predictions. I think Collingwood are going to win by... this kind of goes into a big call. I think we're going to win by like 32 points. I know I harked on about how good the Western Bulldogs are, but they are one of those sides where they're neither here, they're neither there. They're sitting in a purgatory of football at the moment. So I think we're going to win by 5 goals. I think my big call is that Billy Frampton is going to be the key forward and he's going to kick 3 goals. But anyway, guys, look, this has just been a quick preview. As you can hear from my voice, I'm feeling pretty crook, so I want to get this out before the teams come out, and then I'll do another video later on today about the teams and who got picked and stuff like that, like I did last week, which you guys really enjoyed. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. How do you think this game is going to go? Where do you think we're going to win? Can we potentially lose this game? All your thoughts down below. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, Tay family, Tay friends, Tay pets, and until next time, double checkers. I'll swoop you later.